Think about pooping. Hallo mijn studenten, hoe gaat het? I have just washed my hair, so I'm not leaving the house at all today, because guess how long it takes to dry? Leave your answers in the comments. Okay, the long-awaited video is here. Finally, we're talking about the U sound. Yes! Okay, so I've already done a video on the sound, which is the single letter U. Now we're talking about the U sound, which is the open vowel sound. We call it an open vowel sound or a long vowel sound. I don't really use the term long vowel sound that much because it just sounds like you're making the same sound, but you're doing it for a longer amount of time. And so if you're using the but you're doing it for a long amount of time, you just get it's more like an open vowel sound. It is usually less in your throat. Like that's the thing with closed vowel sounds. They're more like in your throat. They're more like oh, ah, like they're more here. And the open vowel sounds sound more open. They sound like oh, ah. We'll get into the other vowels later, hopefully, if ever. I don't know. I'm gonna try, guys. I'm trying. Listen, I don't get paid for YouTube. Not yet. I need, I think, 300 more subscribers and a lot more watch hours. And honestly, if I start getting paid, I would be making more videos, okay? That's just how it is, okay? Thank you. Okay, so the U sound is probably also one of the most difficult sounds. It often gets confused with the U sound, which is spelled O-E. So today we're going to talk about what the difference is between U and U. Can you hear the difference between vuur and voer, uur and oer? What's the other one that I had? Buur and boer. Can you hear the difference? So, for a lot of students that have already struggled with this sound continues to be a struggle every single time. I am sorry, there's no easy way around it. This sound exists both in French as well as in German. So in French, it's just a single U, like in tu, which means you. In French, it's like U. And also in German, it exists. It's a U with an umlaut. Unfortunately, that still makes it difficult because of the way it's spelled. A lot of my students want to go U instead of U. And it's just a matter of learning how to say it and getting used to connecting the letter U to the U sound. So it's just a matter of practicing and getting used to it and making that mental connection between the letter and the sound. So there's a few tips that I have for the U sound. Try to keep them all in mind. Try out which one works the best for you. So tip number one that I always use, that is generally just the most helpful, is think about pooping. Yes, I said it. Think about pooping. It's a very abdominal sound. When you're thinking about ooh, ooh, you can see that my mouth is bleh. The opening of my mouth is more narrow. Ooh, ooh, and ooh, ooh. You can see that it's less narrow. So the sound is not as much made by the lips as it is for ooh, ooh, ooh. Do you see that difference? So when I say think about pooping, what I really mean is it's a very abdominal sound. So you want to think ooh, so that your focus is less on your lips and more on your abdomen. Ooh, ooh. That's basically the ooh sound. Another tip that helps a lot of my students is to think of it as a sharper sound. So it just sounds sharper than the oo sound. And there's more of like an in it. So ooh. So think more towards and make it sharper basically. That also helps with the oo sound. Okay, so now that we're done with how to pronounce it, let's try a few words together. Word number one is duur. Duur. Duur means expensive. Duur. Word number two is de natuur. De natuur. De natuur means the nature. De natuur. And finally, the last word for now is het excuus. Het excuus. Het excuus means the excuse. het excuus. So I hope you've all been tightening your abdomen while saying all of this. So let's try them again. We have duur, duur. De natuur. And het excuus. All right, let's talk about the words that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. We have uur versus oer. Uur means hour or o'clock. Oer means prehistoric. Then we have vuur versus voer. Vuur means fire and voer means food, but specifically for animals. And finally, we have buur versus boer. Buur means neighbor and boer means farmer. So let's not mix them up, shall we? Okay, finally, at the end of each video, we're going to do a sentence. So the sentence that I have for you today is: Om 3 uur gaan de buurman en de buurvrouw naar de schuur. Om 3 uur gaan de buurman en de buurvrouw naar de schuur. At 3 o'clock, the neighbors, the male neighbor and the female neighbor, are going to the shed. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any comments, feelings, existential crises, please leave them in the comments. If you want to book a class with me, the link is in the description. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because I want to get paid for these videos, man. Your girl needs money. And that's it for me for today. Kat is out. Goed gedaan en tot ziens. Doei doei!